Hey there everybody, welcome to Moon Directed. My name is Maggie. Here we work with energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today I'm going to do a pick a card reading on career and finance. So there is no timestamp, there will be timestamp, but there's no time frame on these. When you see this video and you select a deck to work from, then that is the exact right time to select that deck. So it might be possible that one deck resonates for you right now and you come back later, there'll be another one. So let's take a look at the decks. I'm going to give you a couple seconds here to figure out which one you want to go with, and then we're just going to go through and I will pull cards and you'll see how I'm going to lay this out. The first deck here we have is the Fairy Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. We have the Light Seers Tarot by Carrie Ann. We have the Crystal Visions Tarot. This one is by Jennifer Galso. I tried to practice her name, I still didn't get it right. And we have the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Poppy Palin. So which one of these is the deck that is speaking to you right now, that you think the messages that you will need to receive from Spirit regarding your finances is going to come through? So go ahead and take a second to look at them. And while you're doing that, I want to let you know that I have moved the Moon Astrology to Monday nights. I will do it with the Monday Night Live. It will take like 5-10 minutes right at the start. And then we will pull cards for each sign of the zodiac for the energies for this week. So meet me at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, U.S. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, U.S. And it will be 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And that's on Monday nights, every Monday night. And then we are going to be live at 11:30 a.m. in Sydney, Australia on Tuesday morning because of the time change difference. That's when it's live. And so then I will go through then and we'll cover that. And so I will be kind of changing my format and also be looking for, I'm going back to the signpost picture, so be looking for that. Okay, so did you pick your deck? I am going to get started now, and I'm going to start with the fairy one. So check the timestamps. You guys have a great week, and I hope to see you at Monday Night Live. All right, so we are starting with the Fairy Lenormand. The Fairy Lenormand. Not Lenormand, I keep calling it that because I have a Fairy Lenormand deck. This is Fairy Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Mr. Valentine, Radley. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull cards for what is your current situation, what is the advice from Spirit, what do they feel is your next best move, and then the most likely outcome should you follow the advice. And then I do have clarifiers, so we'll clarify everything. So let's go ahead and get started here and see what is the current situation that we are dealing with here. Okay, and what is the best advice from Spirit? Okay, and what is the most likely outcome should you follow this? Okay, all right, so the overall energy for this, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So there's some new thing, some new idea, something of value. Let's go ahead and turn the camera down so you can see what's going on, and we will go from there. All right, so overall energy here, we're working with this Ace of Pentacles, this new idea, this new, could be a career move, or it could be a move that you're getting ready to make as far as your finances go, something that you've been thinking about, that you've been focusing on, that you've been wanting to accomplish or work toward. So something new, some new thing coming through for you. The current situation is you have the Queen of Spring, which is very much like the Queen of Wands. It says, believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you maintain a balance between work and home life. Brilliant, loyal, talented, and friendly. So not only do you have this new idea, but this new idea feels very highly supported by Spirit here. Very highly supported. When you have the Queen of Wands show up, she's very creative. She knows how to get things done. She knows how to work with other people in order to get things done. She's kind of like the orchestra of a orchestra. She's like the Band director. That's so not the right word. Okay, so you need to start moving on it. You have the 8 of spring. Don't sit here in indecision wondering, should I do this, should I not do this? If you believe you should do this, then that seems like the right move, because you have the 8 of spring. Stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking and tasking, and sudden change of events. So 8 of Wands, okay, when you have this much stuff coming at you, I would like to say it seems like you have an idea, right? A thing that you want to focus on, nurturing, creating space. If you plant a bunch of seeds in the garden and they start coming up, you can't leave them all in there. It becomes too crowded and nothing grows well. So there's going to be a thinning process. 8 of Wands might be too many wands, right? And so using your power of being the Queen of Wands that knows how to ask for the help that she needs, knows how to orchestrate things to get things done in a very organized, creative manner would be a power that you want to kind of step into. And the most likely outcome is you have the Moon. And the Moon says, powerful, intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of a situation. So this weeding out process, Spirit's really tickling the nose. This weeding out process, using your intuition to help you to figure out what parts that you really want to focus on and what is it that you want to release and let go of in order to promote the growth of this thing. So really trusting in your own sovereign divinity of intuition to co-create with Spirit what it is that you need. And you have here, wow, great fortune. Whatever this idea is, it is very nice. Oh my gosh. So it has a lot of potential. An ace is a potential. Okay, it's a potential. It's not the outcome. It is the beginning, right? The 10 of autumn, the 10 of pentacles would be the the last of in the trip along the way. You're at the starting stages, but gosh, what great potential when you have great fortune show up. That's the other thing is there may be somebody in your midst that is the Queen of Wands, that is able to help you to get what you need, to help you to sort through what it is that you don't have, and you're like really lucky to stumble into the person that you need. All right, here we go. You have a lot of things going on here, right? And so you're being asked to use your power of attraction to bring things to you as opposed to chasing them down. When there's all these different things, there's too much to focus on. So focusing on the one thing you want and attracting to you what you need in order to create what it is. So it says attracting, not chasing anyone, or anything or anyone you could chase after will run the other way because of fears underlie the chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. So the Queen of Wands knows that she can bring to her what she needs, that people will come to her and bring her what she needs. And so when you have the 8 of Wands, it's like running after in like 10 different directions, 8 different directions, everything trying to manage. And instead, by focusing on what you believe is the most important thing, asking the universe to bring you what you need because you have the power of prayer, so that you can attract through prayer. Give the situation to God for uplifting and healing. Be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are waiting for your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance, right? That there will be action steps needed, and that God gives you to respond to your prayers. So asking for guidance, asking for signs and signals, and then being willing to follow through on the information that you have that comes through to you. But I mean, seriously, that is lovely. Whatever this is, it looks divinely guided. Inspiration. It looks like you have a divinely guided inspiration, and that you will continue to be divinely guided if you remember to stay with the attitude of gratitude and asking for what it is that you need to get you to where you're going. So whatever it was that you were thinking about or considering when you selected this reading, that is why. Okay, yep, and we have grateful blessings. Bless your debts, bills, and money. Embrace what is now before healing occurs on your soul abundance. So this is the trusting. This is trusting that what you need will come to you. Not chasing, but attracting. Bringing it to you. Being willing to take that risk. Being willing to go for it. So Wow, that looks really, really good. Okay, and then let's get you, let's take a look at your superpower to kind of lean into to get you there. So one superpower is being grateful. A second thing that's highly recommended here is that you ask for what it is that you need, and then that you look for the signs, and then you take action on what it is that is revealed to you by following your intuition, right? And you have here the Queen. Okay, so it's the Queen, but this one under here it says the Moon. Well, there you are, the Queen and the Moon. Okay, I am empowered. I am an empowered feminine leader, regal, courageous, prosperous, loyal, powerful, compassionate, intuitive, responsible, administrative, knowledgeable, and trustworthy. If you lean into your superpowers of asking for what you want, believing that you will get it, being grateful for what you get, and the help, the opportunities, whatever shows up, and using your intuition to really look for the signs and follow them, it looks very successful. Very successful. So there you go, and it says 1111. Excellent. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one, but honestly, that looks really amazing. Congratulations. Pay attention to the signs and the signals. They're there for you. They're truly there for you. Okay. Okay, welcome to those of you that chose the Light Seers Tarot. We are going to get those cards ready for you. I want to again remind you that if you would like to join me for Moon Night Live, it's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time US, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time, and 11:30 a.m. in Australia on Tuesdays. So that's Monday at 7:30 and 4:30. All right, and after I do the readings for the Moon Astrology, I usually have about 20 minutes to take Q&A. So if you want a little more detail than what you get from this reading, come and hang out and ask your questions. I'm happy to pull cards for people. All right, let's see what we have here. What we're going to do is pull a card for the current situation, and then Spirit's best advice for your, well, advice for your next best move, and then the most likely outcome should you follow the intuition. Okay, here we go. Your overall energy is 3 of Cups, so it looks like it's a group thing, community, relying on the community to help you. Looks like it's going to be a thing. Okay, so it's interesting that you got 2 cards for each one. That's not what I was expecting, so let's just go with it. So you have here the 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. So this is some kind of an idea that still needs to be nurtured. You've already planted the seeds. It started to set down roots. You're looking at it. What else does it need? What do you need to do in order to take it from that small little scrawny plant to being the one that makes you financially independent? So this could be a career move, or this could be, you know, investment with your money. How do I take these small potatoes and turn this into, you know, the tree of money, the money tree, right? So how do I bring this abundance in? And it's so funny because if you really look at these, you can see which ones are going to grow and which ones are not. It's kind of fun. All right, so what is the advice from Spirit on this? Okay. Well, Spirit says to nurture and grow one idea. So it looks like there's one plant here. It's got a lot of roots. I almost feel like, though, maybe there needs to be, maybe this thing that you've been nurturing and growing is not the thing. And do you have another idea that you're considering? That if you nurture it, you can really expand it? Or do you need to take a cutting? Maybe there's too much going on and you need to cut back, prune out a little. Maybe there's too many leaves, but if you were to cut some of those down and you would bring it to one stalk, it will really grow. So you'll have to take a look at your situation and see what fits in for you. And you're going to need to be patient. So you have Temperance that came out, but it came out with the Knight of Cups. And so I feel like there's an idea that you truly love. You truly love. And you're very passionate about. That's the one you should be focusing on. That's the one you should be nurturing and growing with this Empress energy. The passionate idea that you really, it'll bring balance. It'll bring a sense of stability and calm. So maybe there's too many things going on over here. Maybe you have too many things you're trying to do. And if you just focus in on one thing, I feel like for some of you, which is really weird, some of you are considering having a child, and you're wondering if you can afford to do that. And this tells me that with teamwork and by staying balanced, you can balance your energies. Temperance here, it's the sun and the moon. And this is using your intuition to knowing when to take action. This is a time of allowing for something to grow. This is wondering, is there enough space for it to grow? But maybe what you need to do is allow it to grow to get some more roots to take hold. All right, let's clarify and see what we get here. The Three of Cups is a little... I feel like you need support in this. This is a very emotional situation here because we have the Knight of Cups and we have the Three of Cups. And those are definitely about other people being involved and some kind of an emotional attachment to it, especially when we have Temperance, which is about balancing earth energies with water energies, right? And so earth energies are the growing of a business or a career or finances. You know, it's very material, but the water energies are about emotional. And so whatever this project is that you're really focusing on here, there is an aspect about it that has to do with how you feel and paying attention to that. Oh, that's... okay. So what we have here is we have the main female, which is the divine feminine energy, which I see here. And then I just really didn't understand what that was about. And so I pulled this card too, and we have concern. To me, this looks like the old ways, the patriarchy. They're like, I don't know if that'll work. Is that a good idea? Which kind of really resembles this energy right here. Of, I don't know, is this an idea that can grow, that can work, that can mature, that can build into something I really want it to? But here it looks like we have divine feminine energy going, because look, she's also holding a rose and she's got an abundance of roses there. I feel like that you might be getting a little pushback from the community. The community could be your family, it could be your neighbors, it could be your friends or whatever, about whatever this idea is that you really want to do, that you're waiting for it to grow. They're like, I don't know, is it really going to grow? Maybe you need to try something else. But this tells me it's going to grow. We have divine feminine energy here. We have divine feminine energy here. That is the receptive. That is the growth. That is the opportunity. The Three of Cups kind of mirrors that. It's a 3, so it's a lower energy, a lower frequency energy of this, but it's a very supportive one. I feel like, and then here we have the divine masculine and divine feminine energy in balance. And so I feel like if you will allow this thing to grow, if you will continue to nurture it and give this idea what it needs, it is going to mature into this passionate project. Look, she has one rose here. And here he's got a whole bouquet of them. Whatever it is that you're working on, I think it needs more time. And there's a need to balance your intuition and what you feel with the actions that you take. And I would really highly recommend not allowing other people to, it could be that you're concerned about, are you taking the right action too? And that could be that energy too. But don't allow other people to sway you from what you feel in your heart is important to you. Okay, you have do the work. You have do the work. It is not enough to dream or pray. You also have to take positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. Funny, because we're definitely talking about flowers here. Okay, so he is paying attention. He's seeing what it needs. This is nurturing and growing it. You're on the right track. And then here we go. We have partnership. That's what the Three of Cups is about. Allow helpful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career. Both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. So that's probably the energy of the masculine and the feminine. That is the giving and the receiving energy. So allowing someone to come in and help partner with you. And here, this looks like very masculine hands, and this looks like, divine feminine energy. And here they're in balance. So it looks like that whatever this project is that you're working on, it's a project, it's a career move, it's a business, it's a, maybe you're trying to balance out your finances, and maybe you need someone to come in and take a look at them to see, maybe you need to get a professional in to help you to define some aspects of it. But I mean, that looks really positive. So, and then doing the work, say you have a plan, and that's great, and you have a goal and you have a dream, but the energy right now is really high for manifestation, but you can't just sit there and dream about it and then expect it to happen. You actually have to do some of the work. Okay, this is interesting. You got the karmic prosperity. This is about being willing to release any vows of poverty that you've taken across any lifetimes. And so I'm going to help walk you through it right now. And this is something that you should say and do on your own on a regular basis. Ask Archangel Michael or Archangel Metatron to come in and help you with this process. And you can do this by writing these words down and burning it. You could say these words while you're cutting a string, or you can just simply meditate on it and visualize this happening, this cord cutting, right? And so it is, I release myself from all vows of poverty across all lifetimes and all timelines, past, present, and future. And so it is. And then cut the cords. We dragged a lot of karma into this lifetime. Ancestral, some of it's not even ours. And there's a lot of things that we have been taught through lifetimes about our limitations, but those limitations are not real, and we can release ourselves from those vows of poverty. So for instance, if in a past lifetime you were say in a religious order, and you had to release you had to give up, you had to vow poverty, you had to turn all your money over to the church or whatever, that was a vow of poverty. It could have been that in a previous lifetime you were a tax collector, and then you felt really guilty, and you're like, I never want to be in that position of financial authority again, and so you took your authority away from yourself in future lifetimes. It could be that you say something like, every time I get a couple of extra bucks in my pocket, then something comes up and I have to spend it. That's a vow of poverty. Or I can't afford to do that. That's a vow of poverty. So some of this is past lifetime, some of it's stuff you're saying now that's carrying through. So first off, to stop saying you don't have enough money is a great place to start, but also asking to have the cords cut from previous lifetimes, and even things you said in this lifetime, to help erase that and let that go, so that you clear space to really nurture this great idea and allow it to grow and to come in so that you grow a garden of prosperity. So the superpower to lean into is the king. So the divine feminine, this is the taking action, right? Do the work. The divine feminine is nurturing and allowing it to grow, but you're being asked to lean into the doing the work part. You have the king, the sun. I powerfully lead my mission. So yes, get a partnership, but it's your vision, it's your ideas. You know, don't let them get hijacked. Find the right person that supports your mission, your goal, your dream, right? I powerfully lead my mission. It is creative, it is innovative, it is decisive. You know, it's about being responsible, it's about being visionary. But this is where you lean into what it is that you truly want to create what it is that you're going for. So that looks really great. I wish you a lot of success on this journey. It looks like something that's already underway that just needs new energy brought to it by either doing a little tweaking of it, collaborating with someone to create a new idea or retool it, some little change to bring about the necessary spark. It's like when you have a rose bush, you have to cut off the dead wood every spring in order to allow it to grow, to expand, and to bring in new blossoms. So there is a need here to do a little pruning, to add a little fertilizer through collaboration with someone else and some partnership. But don't forget, it's your project, it is your ideas. Don't allow them to be hijacked. But that looks spectacular, and so I wish you much success in this venture. All right, I'm going to move on now to those of you who chose the Crystal Vision. Excuse me, the Crystal Vision Oracle, or not Oracle, Tarot. And let's see what Spirit has to say for you. We're going to start with what is where you are now, what is the advice from Spirit for your next best move, and then what is the most likely outcome should you follow the advice. And then we're going to clarify it. I have some clarifying decks, and then the last card I'll pull will be your the superpower to really lean into to make all this work for you. So let's see what we get here. Okay. And I'm not reading these in reversals. Okay. This is about the Nine of Pentacles. This is about creating financial independence, knowing that you have more than enough and being really secure in that. Hold on, I gotta get a drink. Sorry about that. Okay. Currently you're in a situation where there's a lot of hierarchical structure. So you might work for a large community such as the hospital system or a banking system or the automotive industry or the military. It's something where there's this definite structure. You have to do this job and then you get promoted up through here, and then it's like really hard to work your way up the ladder because it feels very large. This feels like a huge complex because I'm just seeing building after building after building. They're all sprawled out all over everywhere. And it feels almost like maybe you work on a college campus, but it feels very much like a campus atmosphere, like there's a lot of buildings involved in this situation. Now, it could be that they're all clustered together in reality, or they could be spread out and there's just a lot of places to go with it. But this is somebody else calling the shots, somebody else being the authority, and you wanting to be your own authority. Wow. Okay, you're feeling very oppressed by your job, I think. We have the Emperor. which is, again, that heavy patriarchal, masculine, calling the shots energy, and the Five of Swords of someone. You feel like someone stabbed you in the back. Like maybe you've worked really, really hard and you've been doing, quote unquote, all the right things, but you work for a supervisor who feels very domineering. This energy is very domineering to me. So if this is not your reading, you might want to check out another reading. This feels very specific. So somebody is working for this large corporation where their immediate supervisor is just really holding them down, holding them back, stabbing them in the back. It's winner take all. They may steal your ideas and pass them off as their own. They may just talk very negatively toward you. They're holding you down in some way. So what is the way forward for you? I think it's walking away from that situation, because that's what I see as somebody walking away. Okay, so here we have the Page of Wands for the outcome. That is a new idea. That is a new opportunity to get you to hear. And there's a need to be for temperance. I think this creates temperance. I think that when you choose yourself, when you say, I don't have to put up with that, I am so much more than that, I think that's when you regain your balance, that sense of emotional balance, stability, and it's interesting because this Nine of Pentacles, she has the peacock, but she also has birds bringing in messages. One of them's building a nest. But there's water flowing out of that urn that the tiger's sitting on top of. This is stepping into your own personal authority and following your ideas and allowing yourself to set yourself free. Because this is very cold and desolate, and this is warm and gosh, it just feels so comfortable, and supported by the dragon, which would be your higher self in this particular case. So let's get some clarifiers on this. Okay, what can you tell me about this current situation? Oh, yeah. Okay. You have distant horizons. Distant horizons feels like this is something it's a journey you have to plan for. Like, I don't think you can say, take this job and shove it and walk out the door. But I think that you are looking to the future, and how can you unchain yourself? Because you see, that anchor's been released, and now they're flying away. So I think there's a need to release yourself. Let's see if we can sort out the timing a little more. But when I see distant horizons, that feels like, a long period of time. You know what? Let me see. I have this book. Sometimes on things they give time frames, and let's see if the author has an actual time frame for that, because I feel like they might. It also has to do with foreign travel, it says. The timing is usually summer. There you go. Okay. The timing is usually summer. So wherever you are, and whatever summer means to you. I feel like if you're down under and it's summer for you right now, this would be a year from now. But for those in the northern hemisphere, then we're looking at July, time frame-ish. July, August. Okay, let's see. Advice. Oh. Now I understand the advice. This is you. This is you stepping into your own sovereignty. This is you taking control of your own life. This is you declaring that you are the emperor of your life and you're actually in charge. That is Spirit bringing that globe that Spirit is bringing in with that hawk. That is bringing in like the orb that goes on top of the staff, like reminding you that you are sovereign and that you do not have to be a victim. This is you choosing to believe in yourself and your own ability to step forward. So the crap that you're being handed here is not yours. It is not yours to take. We have deservingness. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus on your divine life purpose. And I almost feel like he's bringing in this crystal ball with the vision for the future. Like, how do you get there? The roadmap, right? And here you're out on the journey. And you're feeling balanced and serene, as opposed to this. I think this is about you stepping out on your own. Okay, so the support that will allow you to focus on your divine life purpose, even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities. Trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. It is time for you to become the CEO of your own life and not allow other people to dictate to you the hierarchy of how things are supposed to go, but instead allow yourself the freedom to be who you are, to know that you deserve all the good things in life. That's Nine of Pentacles. That is that knowingness that you are deserving of everything and that you know how to get it. So you're being asked. Okay, so one of the things I just saw was you sitting down and writing out a list of all of your qualities. Now, I feel like it's more like a resume that you make to yourself about your job or your career or why you deserve to have more money because of your own personal value. I feel like this is where you make that laundry list of what you bring to the table in life and possibly career-wise. It almost looks like you're figuring out what skill sets though that you're bringing so that you can find a way through this financially. So, okay, first off, we have squirrel savings. Savings, small savings, little by little, a bank account for your dreams allows you to prosper for future joy. If you're not currently putting away some of your paycheck every month, that's part of that deservingness. You deserve this money to prepare for the future. Now, for some of you who are in credit card debt, your money actually makes more money when you pay down your credit card because the interest rate's so much higher than what you can make in a savings account. But the trick to doing that is you can't spend that money. Okay, so if you pay an extra $100 towards your credit card to pay it down and you consider that savings because of the amount of interest that you're saving, that works great, but you can't go and then spend that $100 again because if you keep your credit cards maxed out. So one of the ways that allows you the flexibility to maneuver out of a situation is to pay down your credit cards because then you don't have that monthly payment. So that's actually saving you money and it's getting you out of debtor's prison, which is what credit card debt is. And so focusing on that. And then it also allows you, do not close those credit cards though, because that ruins your credit rating. Hang on, pay them down and hang on to them. The more available credit that you have, then you're just in a better financial position to, if you want to take out a loan to buy a home or something like that, to be independent. So I feel like this has more to do with credit card than saving money. But take a look. Also, take a look at your bills. They're showing me going through and editing your bills. So if you say, oh, I don't need this subscription to this, I don't know, online magazine or whatever it is, and because what I'm seeing, it's $6.99, so I have no idea what that is. And then so it's a small amount, but what you do is you don't pocket that $6.99, you apply that to your next credit card payment. So your credit card payment might be $100, but now you send $107, and it doesn't seem like a lot to you, but it it's a way to utilize your money in a way that really benefits you in the long term. You have the busy bee hopes. As you make small efforts in your money garden, the nectar of your efforts will be rewarded with sweetness of happiness. So again, that's probably why they showed me such a small amount, because it doesn't take a lot to add up over time. Because with interest being like let's say it's 20% on your credit card possibly, and it's $7 that you're not spending, that you're paying down. That is, oh my God, I'm not good at math. But that's saving you a couple of bucks a month in interest. And that's, if you do it on a regular basis. And that couple of bucks in interest that you don't spend on your credit card is way more money than you'll make sticking that $7 into a savings account. So it definitely goes further. It's a better bang for your buck. And then we have ladybird wishes. Excuse me. Ladybird in your money garden. So it's like a ladybug. Let her eat up all the unwanted nastiness of money bad habits and allow new growth and abundance and beliefs to flourish. I really feel like this is about seeing where you can cut back on the small purchases, like you're nickel and diming yourself into the poorhouse is what it feels like. So taking a look at just, not buying that extra whatever thing, this tightening it up a little bit and using it to pay down credit card debt so that you can actually see a difference, so that now you have choices. So this is about you becoming the CEO of your life and not allowing other people to dictate all of the rules to you, so that you can find that sense of freedom and balance, and you can start working on what it is that it's important to you that allows you to feel like the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so that's a lot, but that feels like a very distinct plan, like action steps there. So I hope that was helpful to you, and I am going to move on to the next sign, but I do want to invite you to check out Monday Night Live. If you have specific questions, that's a good time. I do Q&A, and it is after I go through the Moon Astrology. There will be about 20 minutes or so that you could ask very specific questions. If you want to put them into the chat, Cherokee will make sure that I get them, and then I will help you out with that. So I hope to see you there. You guys take good care, and we will chat soon. Oh God, I didn't pull you a super card. Oh, I hope you are still here. Your superpower. I inspired and I am inspired. And this one wants to come out too. The communicator. Words have power. Okay, so remember, words have power. Cut those cords of the dead, right? Say things to yourself like, I am saving for my future that is bright. Efforts I make now are reflected in my life. I deserve all the good things in life. I deserve, and therefore I have, all the good things in life that really matter. I think I like that one best. All right, I'm going to move on here. Okay, welcome to those of you that selected Poppy Palin's Everyday Enchantment Tarot deck. I hope that we have advice here that is beneficial, but again, if it doesn't resonate, check out the other ones and see if you find your message there. It might be that you come back another time and this is the right message for you then. So while I'm getting these cards out, I do want to remind you that I go live on Monday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 4:30 p.m. on Pacific time, US, and that would be at 11:30 a.m. Sydney time, Australia, on Tuesday mornings. I go live. I will cover the Moon Astrology, pull cards for each sign of the zodiac, and then there's usually about 20 minutes afterwards, and we can chat. And if you have specific questions, so say you see something here and it makes you want to know something, oh geez, we can delve into it and see what we can do to get you some additional guidance. So I can see this is going to be a rough reading, so hang in there. The overall energy, however, is the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is about following your intuition. Listening to your higher self, knowing that the answers are there and they're inside of you. So let's go. The first card out is the Tower, and that just flew out. So there is a situation that has suddenly erupted and changed, and it's not what you were expecting or whatever, or maybe you felt rumblings of it, but usually when I see the Tower, it's like it's a lot of times we knew it was coming, but we've been fighting it back and we've been hoping it wouldn't come. And so this is a reminder that your intuition is your best guide. And so paying attention to your intuition going forward will be a really a really strong way to go. Excuse me, I got something stuck in my throat. Wow. So your best move is creating balance in your life. We have justice, and that justice is from walking away from a situation that's not working. And for some of you, it could be that you are going through a marital breakup or a loss of a job, or this is emotionally walking away from the situation. This is like, I don't have to stay here and clean up this mess. I'm leaving. Or somebody did that to you and you're seeking justice. I don't know. Well, I do like the outcome. Balance is regained. We have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is, working hard to keep things in balance, but this guy's in balance. People are supporting him and cheering him on. There's a lot of people, though. Well, I thought she was cheering him on, but I see she's trying to get his attention. So everybody wants his attention. And he's juggling. He doesn't look like the waiter. He looks like the busboy that's carrying out like dessert or something, and people are wanting him to help because it's just so busy. So keeping things in balance, but look, you have the Six of Wands. And this is overcoming hurdles in order to win. So I don't think this is going to be an easy path, but I think it's a very doable, and when you get done, feeling very victorious about it. And honestly, it looks like the same guy. Only the guy that's clearing their hurdles looks a little bit older. Like, I think this is a growth opportunity, a time to really learn what you're capable of. When I see something like this too, this walking away, there's so much going on here, and what she really needs is to think and to follow her intuition and figure out what it is that she needs to do. This is sorting out, okay, I don't know if you've ever worked in a restaurant, but if you have, there is, on those particularly busy shifts, there is a lot happening, and a lot of it is out of your control. Like, you can't tell how many people are going to come in. You can't judge whether or not the staffing is good enough. You can't tell if the people in the kitchen have got it together and the food's coming out right, or if something got burned or something was fried. There's so many people involved in trying to make it all work together really well that what you have to do is you have to stay on your own island, and you have to think about, what do I need next? How can I get that done, and what's my priority? And so when I waited tables, one of the things, I had the busiest station in the house on Friday nights because I was really good at managing this situation. I treated my whole station like one table. So I didn't leave until I had something, I asked everybody what they needed before I left the station. And then when I came back and people were trying to get my attention, I would smile at them and be like, right there. And I would not leave the station until I went to every table. So it was a matter of managing the chaos by staying in my head in this thing of, this is just one problem. It has a lot of different aspects to it, but it's really just one problem, and that problem was time management. And when I look at this is a time management issue. So there's like a lot of things going on, and this looks like a time management issue. Like, there's so much that needs to be done, but I need some quiet space, and you do. Something came along. It could have been a health problem. It could have been a work problem. It could be a car accident, because we have a car accident here. There's like something sudden that happened that requires you using your intuition. But when you walk away and head out toward the moonlight, that is you doing what you need to do, stepping into your Queen of Cups energy, this energy of, I need to listen to my intuition to sort out the priorities of what needs to be done first. It's time management. Whatever this is, it is being very clear about, there's this on the table, there's this on the table, there's this, there's this, there's this. There's all these things that need to be done. But right now, dirty dishes can wait, because my sanity is more important. Maybe you need a bubble bath, right? More than the dishes need to be washed. That can get done by somebody else, maybe. That can get done tomorrow. Like, the world does not end if there's dirty dishes in the sink. It just doesn't. I know this for a fact. I experimented. So doing what you need to do to take care of yourself, making yourself a priority, right? And not worrying so much about the demands and the cries of everybody around you. They're all looking out for them. You look out for you too. You can overcome these hurdles, and people will be cheering you on. There is help and support here. When I see the swallow up there, the barn swallow, that is spirit coming in and bringing messages. I just feel like maybe you have way too much literally on your plate, and things are crashing down around you, and you need a timeout. This is career and finance. So this could be at work. But it feels like work-life balance. I feel like there's a lot happening, and you're like, but I have to pay these bills, I have to take care of this, and you do. I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying that you need to create some space for yourself to hear yourself breathe. Literally, you don't even have to think. Just going back to the breath. All right, let's get some... I feel confident you will manage this situation, though. Between the Queen of Cups with her intuition and this finishing out card here of the Six of Wands, whatever this very difficult situation is at the beginning, it has the ending but it's about, there's going to be a time management, a priority management aspect to it. Okay, so we have the concern card that came out to clarify it. That's pretty general, so I feel like that opens it up, because there's probably just a lot of different people who are feeling really overwhelmed. It just feels like a lot of people are overwhelmed. And this is staying quiet and centered in the middle of the chaos. This is staying quiet and centered in the middle of the chaos. You just feel like there's a lot going on, and you just need to breathe. For those of you who have like this really crazy household situation going on, and that's what it feels like, make sure that you keep your bedroom and your bathroom clean, so that when you're sleeping at night and when you wake up in the morning as you start your day, those last places that you're in, those places that you spend time, are restful and not chaotic. That will shift your energy to allow you to be able to manage some of the other stuff. And if that means that you clean the bathroom instead of cleaning the dishes, I say yes. Okay, here we go. Chaos. The chaos that you have going on is around debts I think you're feeling really overwhelmed, particularly if you have a minimum wage job, or even, when you wait tables, if you're working in the restaurant industry right now, it's like, oh gosh, it is so hard to make a living there right now, right? I mean, it's generally kind of tight, but this is even more. So you have clearing debts. So that's where you focus, right? It's like you have everything out on the table. Where do you start? You start with clearing your debts. Not necessarily doing the dishes. That's like busy work, and this is like sitting down and putting all the stuff on paper. Here's what I owe, here's what I make, here's what I have that I can spend. And if you have a written plan that's off of your mind onto paper, that allows for you to be able to sleep. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. It is simply sitting down and writing it out is the best first step. Like looking it in the eye, saying, I own you. Seriously. Like, okay, so here's what I've got. Here's what has to go out. If I pay this month, I'll be late on this, but I can get this next month. And if I do that and I save money over here, I can bring this up. I mean, it is a game. It's like a shell game sometimes, but it's kind of what you need to do, is what it feels like. We have the gratitude list. So make sure that you are taking time to be grateful for the things that come into your life. Counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind, right? Staying centered into yourself. Staying balanced into yourself. Focusing on what is inside of you, the emotional, keeping your emotional waters calm. A really great way to do that is by being grateful. So, all right, so money is really tight and everything, and this is really hard, but this month I have enough money to pay the power bill, and I'm really grateful for that. And if I cut back over here, I will have enough money to do this thing, or I have enough money to get gas, or gosh, somebody randomly gave me a bigger tip today, and so now I can put another tank of gas in my car. Believe me, I've been there. Really been there. You have no idea. So counting your blessings really helps. Being really aware of what's going on, what and who you are grateful for in your life. Keeping focusing on your gratitude, you will discover the amazing generosity of the universe. When you start counting your blessings, you raise your vibrational energy, and like energy attracts like energy. So if you're worried and concerned, you attract more things to be worried and concerned about. And I know you're like, oh, that's easy for you to say. No, it's not. But I know it's true. Okay, like I've had a really rough time at times. I had to do a lot of work on clearing karmic financial issues in order to straighten things out. So that's another thing you can do, is you can ask Saint Michael or Archangel Metatron to come in and cut the cords of negative energy, karmic energy around finances for you. And then you have the power of prayer. Give the situation to God for uplifting, healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you in response to the prayer. So the angels stand by ready to help you, but if you have to ask, because you have free will. They're like, please just ask. We'll love to help move some things around for you and put things in order. So take the time to sit down and be grateful for what you have, and ask for the help that you need from source, and be willing to look your financial situation dead in the eye and say, I'm going to own you. This you don't get to make me feel like this anymore, and I'm going to figure out how to beat you, and I'm going to end up victorious. And it is just a matter of coming up with the right game plan. Okay, so one way to attract energy in is by putting positive energy out. well, you're attracting the energy you put out. So to bring more positive energy in your direction, you have the secret fairy. Every garden has fairies. Secret fairy says do a good deed for someone and not get found out. It doesn't have to be. Energy is energy. Money is a form of energy. Time is a form of energy. Prayers, you could pray for someone else. That's energy. Energy is, volunteering, mentoring, any of those things that we do. So many times there were times when I couldn't afford to do anything but give my time. But in giving my time, I was putting the positive energy out, which brought in what I needed. I always have more than enough, and there's always more on the way. That is something you can hang on to. I always have more than enough, and there's always more on the way. And then go do something nice for somebody. I mean, even if you're stooping down to pick up garbage and stick it in the waste bin on your way through a parking lot, that is, it is the energy and the act of doing something good for others that helps bring that energy toward you. You've got this. Okay, the superpower for you to lean into is you have the engineer. This is Mars energy. This is the energy of action. You are going to have to take action on what it is that your intuition tells you to do. Following your intuition will get you there, but you have the engineer. Every problem has a solution. Curious, productive, technical, hardworking, focused, creative, competent, practical, competitive, decisive, determined, analytical, adventurous, loyal, and generous. All these things we just talked about. Lean into this power of every problem has a solution. It's just a matter of figuring out what it is. And you can't figure it out unless you know what all the details are. Then pray on it. Listen to your intuition, count your blessings, put positive energy out into the universe so you can attract it back. Take care of yourself. Give yourself the space to breathe. Identify what your priorities are and take steps in those directions. And that's how you become successful in this situation. So this very distinctive action plan for you. I hope this was helpful. If not, come and see me on Monday Night Live. And that's at 7:30 p.m. Monday nights, Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 Pacific Time. It's Tuesday mornings at 11:30 a.m. if you're in Sydney, Australia. So come and see me if you want more specific guidance. But this is a matter of creating a plan, listening to your intuition to help you create the plan, working the plan, and asking for help. And putting the energy out into the universe that is positive. Staying in the positive energy. All right? I hope this was helpful. You guys take really good care of yourselves. And I will see you on the Monday Night Live.